Megabox here. So, temporary change to fatigue. As we all know, if you've been in the game the last week or so since the last patch, fatigue has been broken. Whenever you've gone against a guy over 90 pounds more than your player, either an RPO or a pass, they got hit with fatigue. It was a patch change they said was going to help mitigate defensive back blitzes. They took the easy way out, and they're so bad at their job, the easy way out with their patch fix for DB blitzes. It ended up breaking the game. Now they're taking the easy way out again. Let's go over their change to the game and how utterly incompetent this company continues to prove itself to be. We are aware of working to resolve an issue, but players are experiencing the latest fatigue tuning. As we work on a resolution, fatigue will be temporarily disabled exclusively in Ultimate Team. Other Madden 24 modes are unable to be updated until a future channel update. So basically, I went in and tested this in like a practice mode as the right as before this video to test out what it was. So it's not fatigue during a play, it's fatigue between plays. Okay, so like obviously you can't just go back and forth juke like that's what people thought right away every single play. At least not my testing when I did it. But you will be able to just run the same players over and over. So basically, even though it's like it's supposed to fatigue you out running around with your head cut off with like a quarterback and stuff, it's not going to happen. So as long as you don't fumble during the play, so fumbles should be lower because fatigue usually causes a lot of fumbles on like players. Fatigue should go so like fumbles should be lower with this change between plays. Still expect a lot of the escape artist nonsense, the William Perry. I'm surprised I don't see more of it. Truly, the under center rollout glitches. But we might see that a little bit more since the fatigue and the quarterback won't really matter. And when they take hit sticks, we might see quarterback runs on conservative a little bit more. The game for sure is going to get worse, right? I don't see this. Well, I don't know. The game for sure is not going to get any better, right? It just brings open a bunch of new problems. I hope the patch updates here pretty soon and they actually, fix their game and make it towards what they wanted. But it is just, the epitome of this franchise. To take the easy way out and like, oh yeah, DB blitzes, let's not make it so that way like linemen can recognize them. Let's just make it so they fatigue. But then we're fatiguing every single defender, even Lawrence Taylor and any sort of like, somewhat light defender. So the people that invested in maybe heavier players, Matabeast, I don't think his price should go down that much from it. But maybe some of the offensive tackles like DeJuan Jones, I actually don't know what his price got to. He might go down as people sell off since there's no longer that fatigue glitch with him. Vita Vea, like all those tight ends at wide receivers might go down in price since people were taking advantage of that. So that's all off. We'll see what happens with their next glitch. Like, we've gotten so many glitches this year, and we really haven't found the big one, the 30 million coins in 20-minute glitch like we got 4 or 5 times last year in MUT. So far, I feel like we're gonna get one of these days. With how many things they've screwed up this year, I feel like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and then we'll all be set the rest of the year. Well, until we all gamble it away on packs. But it's crazy to see, and like the hope out there and the copium for NCAA. There was a leak today that NCAA might be coming out July 12th, and then like a lot of the EA people said, nah, this ain't the. This has never been leaked to anybody. July 12th, what are you guys talking about? So we always kind of imagine it sometime in July. That's traditionally when NCAA came out, and then Madden in August. So we expect that to be a similar game plan to give a little bit of space in between the games for us to get our NCAA dynasties done before we import the draft classes into Madden. That was the greatest, or our players from NCAA to Madden on the single player modes, how we used to do it back in like the 08, 09, that region of era. So, I don't know, man. I know NCAA shares a lot of gameplay team with the Madden, or at least that's how they used to do it. I know that a lot of people working on that game too. There's some things I'm sure that have been changed, whether it's the running game, the passing game, obviously NFL quarterbacks. I hope they don't bring in as that many abilities. I ran a poll a few days ago saying, do you guys want abilities in NCAA? And I think it was like 4-1 that like did not want abilities in NCAA. I hope they don't do abilities either. Because I just don't like them and like the games being the same game to game. Like I don't want pass lead elite in both games. That's just boring and awful, and it just makes the games too much alike. So hopefully NCAA stays without abilities, but I can totally see them using abilities to make superstars play like superstars. Because here's the thing. Like how NFL is superstar based, but like NCAA, it's like even more, right? The guys stand out even more in NCAA than they do in the NFL as a talents a lot more equal at this level. So I don't know. I'm on like an NCAA rant, but yeah, it's just frustrating seeing the game coded the way the game is coded. I guess I can show you. I've already been through that, and that's kind of like that. So I don't know. House rules still disabled though, as you can see here. So no update to that one. That was the last thing down for maintenance. They just like, I don't know. It's frustrating seeing them come in at 3 a.m. to fix like a slight training loophole. And then like all weekend for the whole time, house rules been down and they haven't been doing anything, right? It's Tuesday. They're back in the office, I guess. Long weekend, took it off, just giggling, having a good time, enjoying themselves. Whereas, like, if there's anything good that happens to us, it's stop the presses, get in, doesn't matter what time of night, wake everybody in the company up. The players have a slight advantage on us. But if it's something against the players, screw it. That'll wait till I don't know, next week sometimes.